All right, team, so our next part now that we're going to talk about is the vision of the project. I'm going to give you just an overview of what visioning is about. What does a vision really look like? So typically, a vision statement looks something like this. This is Geoffrey Moore's elevator pitch for this target client or this target customer who has the following need or opportunity, some problem that they've got. This project or product, whatever we're going to be offering, has the following compelling benefits to them, right? So that's the typical statement. An optional part of that vision statement is, unlike their current alternative, which doesn't work very well, obviously, our product or project is going to be different because of this, this, and that. So that's one example of how you can write a vision statement. The other one that's really popular and easy, and maybe that's the one that we could use today, and Kelly will facilitate that for us, is something called designing the box. So designing the box means that you have very limited space to sell your product and to get it into the market. And so you want to show people that are looking at your product what is the benefit of this product. So the front of the box usually has what is the name of the product and what are the main benefits of that product, what are the key selling points for it. And then the back of the box has, here's the description, generally what it is, and here's the key features that will be delivered from the product. Make sense, you guys? So that's an example. I am going to show you a picture up over here real quickly of a couple of examples of other visions, so you can see a product box. So this is a front page of a member portal site that has, here's the key objectives, which is reducing call volume, increasing self-service. Notice that they're written in a way that's more value-based. Here's like sort of the objectives of the project. But then the back of the page has, here's a general description that the member portal provides convenient, efficient, highly available access to their benefit information. And then here's the features that will be delivered. So, all right, take it away. Kelly.
Melissa, as product owner, you want to help us with our box exercise? Do you want to do the front page where we focus on the benefits?
Yeah,
or
we
do you
can
want
do
to
the front.
Second? Okay, front.
I've never done one of these before, so you guys will have to help me out.
And Melissa, even before you begin to write it, can you just tell us in general, what is this about? So just sort of verbally talk to us about what the project is about, what your vision is, and then we'll help you. Even the rest of the team will help you put together your product box.
Okay. Well, a lot of you might know that in today's world, we receive phone calls from the agents in order to submit claims. What we really want to do is make that process more seamless. These agents don't have to choose us to work with, and I think we've been pretty difficult to work with. So we really want to make our process easy, fast, give them a portal to come in and enter their claims so that they're not thinking, well, our competitor is easier to deal with, so I'm just going to start selling those products instead of ours here at Agility. So we really want to make sure that we're more competitive, easy for the agents to deal with. Right now, they just don't have very good access to their information. They call in, they give us the claim information, and then they pretty much never see it again. If they want to know where it's at, they have to call us. Even just within our claims department, Michelle, you can chime in at any time, we have all these handoffs. We even don't know where the claim is. So we need this front end fixed, and also we need to do some things with our own internal back end processes, get some automation, some workflow, some notifications. We just need to get a better handle on exactly what we're dealing with at any given time.
Yeah, we're spending probably half our day just cleaning up data entry errors and having to manually go into different places to find systems and get the data to be able to respond to these agents. They're getting very frustrated with us. My peers and I are very frustrated with them because they don't understand why we need the information that we do, and they have it, they just don't want to give it to us. They'd rather enter it into the system, and we would rather that as well. It'd be a lot easier for us.
We're hoping it will help reduce the overall time it's taking as well for them to get their information and for us to process the claim. So.
And is it costing a lot of money? From a sponsor perspective, I was just curious.
From the time that it's taking, our hold times, the overall call time, we'd obviously like to do some things from one call wrap up, that kind of thing. But yes, we're definitely spending a serious amount of money. A lot of FTEs are involved in trying to handle these agent calls.
Lisa and I have talked about this before. I think we're also both concerned about what this could cost us in the future out of lost business. The frustration level is growing on a daily basis, and we really need to do something.
Yeah, if they can go someplace else and have their claims be processed that much faster, obviously that's going to be business that we lose on our end. So that's a great point, well said.
So team, what we're hearing is current process right now is inefficient, may be costing us business now and definitely in the future. It is not accurate. You don't know where your claims are at. It's very frustrating for internally as well as our external agents. So a lot of opportunity for improvement. Are we?
Definitely.
And how does the front end tie into our claim system that we just built?
Good question, Mo.
Yeah,
Will
so
you get-
the claim system we just finished building today is really going to be the foundation for providing this capability. So we kind of had to address the claim system initially so that we had all of the information and the process at least internally handled. Now we have the capability to build this type of agent portal on the front end.
So you guys have done a really good job making some of the process easier, but now we're interfacing with the external client, the agent, and they didn't get any benefit from what we built the last time. That was more for us. Now we need to show them what that value was and help make it better.
So great job on the back end. Now this project really is focusing on the front end for the claims department as well as the agents. Good. What other questions do you have? Are we ready to start our visioning?
Yeah?
You said you wanted to start with the front page?
Yeah, I think let's start with the front of the box, and like I said, I've never done this before. So should I just label this the front?
You bet.
You can put the name of your, so this is what, Agility Insurance?
Sure.
Release to Vision, right?
Seeing an agent at a computer just typing away and being able to just see it take off.
Now, is your idea that the agent's going to be able to access this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week from any location?
Absolutely. I'd really like to try for 24/7 if we can.
That's what our competitors have, so I do think that we need to match.
Well,
that as
and we really want these agents out selling during the day. So I think if we can make sure that we have availability at night, I know a lot of them are busy and they need to interface with their clients whenever they have time. So I'd like it to be flexible so that we can give them that access anytime they need it.
So great job on the picture, Kelly.
I'm not an artist, I'm a scrub master, so just, you guys, we can brainstorm later about graphics, but just to get the idea, I thought it was a good visual to say, yeah, our agent connected with information immediately, timely.
So now you're going to write objectives or selling points. So we can put that title and then just begin to list, what did you guys hear?
Selling points, maybe that 24/7 access if
Okay.
we can.
Perfect.
Okay.
What else?
I think easier access to information, which means we're going to have to integrate with a lot of our back-end systems to pull this information together.
So it's a one-stop shop type of a thing.
Right.
So do we sell it like exclamation point? Like
Do it.
24/7?
Yeah, hey. It's a vision. It needs to have pizzazz in it.
And what was it you guys just said?
Information, basically access to all of our back-end information. One-stop shop, basically one place for
One shop.
agents to go.
That's really good.
Do we anticipate that this will get their claims paid faster and processed faster for them because they're not having to call in?
We'd like to see definitely a reduction in the claim processing time, and then obviously just the agent processing time as well. Their time on
Yeah.
Faster processing
So
time?
faster processing time. And then you said reduction of internal process?
I think
Or efficiency?
Yeah, from internal and external for those agents as well. We don't want them to have to spend more time on one of our claims than someone else's.
Okay.
What else?
Now, are we only focusing on the benefits to the agents, or do we want to talk about from internal benefits as well, as far as how
Both.
that's going to benefit the company?
Yeah, good idea.
I think that's a good point. In fact, this is really going to have to be kind of a foundation for us moving forward as we start to bring on some of our other captive agents and agencies that we're working with. So as we need to start scaling this out, we're going to have something in place to handle so we don't have all these manual processes. So really foundational, framework.
Foundational framework?
Yeah,
And it's really, what I heard you also saying is it's positioning us for growth.
exactly.
So foundation for growth.
Great.
Yeah, because this could be used by the insurers themselves.
Right.
Sure, they could submit their own claims eventually.
Right, long term, that would be great. Reduce even more calls.
Not only to the claims department, but the customer
Michelle
service
said-
area too.
Right.
Michelle said basically self-servicing. This is not just for the agents, but also for our external customers.
And I have a question, does that mean as part of this project, we even want to take that into account, or are we completely excluding the member access, and this is just for the agents right now?
Well, I don't know how you guys have to build things. I think we don't want to limit ourselves in just looking at the agent. We would want to leave ourselves flexible to be able to externalize this.
Okay.
So John, as our architect, we want to look at the design
Yep.
and design for the future, but maybe we just want to execute for this second release on the agents.
Right.
So,
And that's the beauty of Agile, is we deliver functionality based on highest value iteratively, right? So you can have this release, the next release, the following release, and we can target what's the most highest value for this upcoming release and then decide member benefits maybe in the next release, or if we can fit it in this one, so.
great.
So when it comes to an actual call, and I'm walking through normal scenario, we got a claim in for an injury, and the agent needs all the details related to the claim. I have to provide the customers information, their, lawyers' information, all of that stuff. Do you guys want me to tell you about that now, or is that something that we're gonna get to later? Or I wanna make sure you guys understand how painful everything is, so that when we're doing this, we have everything written out.
Michelle, we want to feel your pain. Really, we do. Because if we don't know what your pains are, we can't resolve that. Here at the visioning, we're still at a high level, but what we'll do is get into the details, make stories out of your requirements, and then of course getting to the task.
Michelle, I'll meet with you and Melissa, and we'll go through a lot of these details, definitely.
Okay.
So we can also later cover the security that each user is
Yeah.
going to have, because we have a lot of requirements around that. So is this more high level?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a good question, because there's a lot of technical implications to this, because today we don't have any external access to our system. So I mean, I really want to make sure that we're focusing on, from the server side and the accessibility and the security, what do we need to take into account? So do we want that as part of this vision, or is that going to be covered at a later point?
Where will we get to that? Because I want to feel comfortable that we're not going to forget about that.
We cannot forget about security. That's one of your requirements. I know Melissa has talked about it as well. Right now at the vision, is that a benefit? Do we want to say for this portal, is that going to be a benefit to our agents, having security? If it's a benefit, it probably should go up here. But if it's just a non-functional requirement, we want to keep that on our product backlog. That's where we keep all our requirements.
Yeah, and I think I think having security is more of a requirement for this project.
Yeah.
But I do think that having single sign-on capability with the rest of our systems that we do have internally would probably be another benefit.
Single sign-on.
I like that. Thank you.
I get so tired of all those passwords.
We all do.
One thing to brainstorm, since agents, you talked about a lot of frustration related to the agents calling in, not getting their answer, feeling frustrated. So it seems like it's almost like customer satisfaction, like the agents will actually be happier, and that's a big part of what
We
we're
can't
doing.
make them completely happy, but I would hope that this would reduce a lot of the frustration. Absolutely.
Okay, so customer satisfaction is part of our benefits for this new app.
We want to say customer satisfaction or agent
agents.
satisfaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of our customers in a way too.
Well, they are, but
Yeah.
I'm afraid that
Agents
the
are better
agents would read it and think we meant the customers.
I don't know what the words are, but we want them to want to come work with us. We want to make sure that we're easier than, the other guy. So I don't know what the words are, but it seems as though that's what this is going to do. It's going to want to make them work with us.
So maybe partnering, we want them to be a partner, we're easy to partner
Yeah.
with, maybe even seamless,
Yeah.
something like that. Is that what you're thinking?
Yes.
Because in the past, I think a lot of the systems we've built internally have been focused on the things that we need to do and how our process works, but we really haven't taken a look at how our agents work, the things that they're wanting from us from an organizational standpoint. So it's really a personalized approach to, this application.
And they're not exactly very savvy
Right.
with technology, so it needs to be something that's simple for them
easy
to use.
to use.
So ease of
And,
use. Ease of use.
and they're going to want to use it. We want to make them want to use it.
Yes. So we have ease of use,